Absolutely. The creator of the universe is sending children into this world. People just don't have babies when they want to, even though they might try. And then some people do. Some people just have multiple babies, and they want the babies. Other people have babies that they don't want. But the creator of the universe determines when children are going to be sent here. Now, people can accept them or not, but the white supremacists are determining because they control the quote-unquote economics. They control the resources on this planet and the people who have to use these resources. The white supremacists determine how much water is going to be where, whether or not a village is going to have water anywhere on this planet, or whether it's not going to have it. Water is a very important resource for nourishing babies and nourishing people and planting corn and whatnot. But the white supremacists will say, yes, there's water here, and you can come and get some of it, but you're not going to get any more than what I allow you to have because you're stepping on my land. Or you can come and get the water, but you can get it in the amount that I will let you have. And or you will not come at all, depending on what I want you to have. Now, I'm just talking about one resource, water, which is very important. Not to say anything about sand and tin and iron ore and things like that. So that will determine how many babies you ultimately can have. See, so they have all kinds of ways of controlling it. In fact, Dr. William Shockley, in a Playboy magazine article some time ago, and I was telling people at the time that he was very prominent in the news. He's dead now. But he said in a Playboy magazine article, if I remember correctly, he was finally asked a crucial question. Well, what should you do about solving the race problem, which is the question that the code says you always ask white people, non-white people. If you just want to make a long story short, just cut right to the chase rather than talk about this and that and the other. Just ask a simple question. What is your plan, sir, for solving the race problem, this thing that we call a race problem? So that was finally asked by an interviewer, either directly or indirectly, to Dr. William Shockley, because he was complaining about the black people on this planet and their behavior and whatnot, and just almost saying like they're in the way. And he said, well, have the black females come in and pay them to be sterilized. And then Dr. Shockley, his prominence in the news began to diminish instantly because he violated what I say and what logic tells me is the white code. You don't ever go near saying what the solution is. You keep talking about the problem and tiptoeing around it. That's the strategy. Don't ever come and say something as bold as get rid of black babies. That's the solution to the race problem. So that was violating the white supremacist code. And I think that's why from that point on, Dr. Shockley was kind of persona non grata on campuses and whatnot, because the white supremacists can tiptoe around everything. They can complain about black people. That's part of the strategy. Mm-hmm. Ad infinitum. They can say that Trayvon Martin, well, maybe he should have been where he should have been. Maybe he shouldn't have been where he shouldn't have been. And we're going to sort it all out. Mm-hmm. And we do have a serious problem here and whatnot. Mm-hmm. But the dynamite question is, sir, ma'am, what's the solution to the race problem? And what are you doing right now to solve it? Mm. Two questions, back to back. Mm. That's the question they run from. They don't want to talk about solutions. They just want to keep talking about the problem. And black people have fallen into that. We can identify every facet of the problem. Oh, woe is this and woe is that. And whether or not we're going to open this school or close this school and whatnot, when we should just take the jugular vein and say, what's the entire solution to the entire problem worldwide within the next 15 days? Let's fast forward this thing. Let's stop dragging it around forever. We want a solution in every area of activity. We want to outline for solutions. No more just going around in a circle, hand-wringing and putting candlesticks and teddy bears on fences when black people are out here slaughtering each other or being slaughtered all over the world. And stop this nonsense, because that's pure garbage. It's become black culture to do that type of thing. We're falling right into that trap rather than just keep saying, and some black people use harsh language like whitey this and whitey that, and they think that that's getting some mileage out of that. Name calling. No, stop all the name calling, all of it. And just say, wait a minute, we got a problem, what's the solution? And let's get this solution in 2 weeks, because that's just about what it would take if people are serious. I mean, the entire race problem can be solved in 2 weeks, 2 weeks or less. We're familiar with all of the facets of what causes the problem. All we have to do is put it into the computer and then spit out the solution. Talking about the problem, black people are inferior and all like that. Or are they inferior? Or give all the reasons why they may be inferior and all like that. But see, that's the key. Keep talking about the problem. You know, we got some inferior black people. If these black people were smarter, if they had some intelligence, if they weren't just so born ignorant and would stay that way, and nothing you can do with them, I mean, you know, and this is just an awful situation, and then the black people chime in and say, oh, you're saying terrible things about us, so I'm going to say some terrible things about you, and we just keep going around in that circle, and they love it. But when you just stand back and do the one simple thing, ask them, sir, ma'am, let's stop all the nonsense. I won't even offer a solution. I won't even offer anything. I'll just throw myself into your hands and say, and get you to tell the truth for a change. What is your plan for us? What is your solution to this entire problem so that you will be happy forever and we will be happy forever or gone forever? What is your solution? Give it to us right now in one sentence. And Dr. Shockley, after debating Dr. Francis Wilson several times, and I was noticing he wasn't offering any solutions, he finally did it in Playboy magazine, and that was his undoing. Because in the system of white supremacy, if you're a white person, you stay away from solutions. And if you do talk about solutions, you talk about it in tongues, as they say, so that nothing that you say seems to make sense. You use a lot of abstractions like, well, we all got to get together and work something out.
We got to love each other. Yeah.
We got to love each other. Yeah, that's one. And black people really bite into that one.
Yeah.
If we all just love each other and come together, let's look at some of the things that we say, particularly black people. They're tired phrases. I'm black and proud.
Right.
That's one. We must hold our leaders accountable. That is worn out. Black power. Then another one is, now is the time. How many times have you heard that? Now is the time.
But the one I hear
now is the time. What was the time 1,000 years ago when this stuff started?